All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to be looking at a really powerful and honestly kind of counterintuitive meditation technique from Alan R. Scott's book, The Buddha's Lost Art of Gaam-Node and the Three Natures That Drive Us. We're really going to zero in on a super simple approach from Chapter 5 that might just flip your whole idea of meditation on its head.
But first, let's start with a question that probably hits home for a lot of you. Why is it that the simple act of sitting down to be quiet so often feels like you're preparing for an all-out war inside your own head?
You know the feeling, right? The racing thoughts that just refuse to shut up, that constant strain of trying to force yourself to feel still, that restless, antsy energy that makes you want to jump out of your skin. And maybe the worst part, that nagging feeling that you're just bad at this, that you're failing. Trust me, it's a super common struggle.
Okay, so here's where the book throws a curveball. It asks us to just pause and consider something totally different. What if the whole point isn't to get better at fighting that inner battle? What if the point is to just stop fighting, to just drop your weapons? And you can see just how radical a shift this is right here. So much of the common advice is about control. Control your thoughts, quiet your mind. But the path this book lays out, it's the exact opposite. Control nothing. Let your mind do whatever it's doing. Don't just observe from a distance. Get in there and simply feel what's happening without any agenda to change it. So this practice actually has a name. It's called Gaam-Node. It's a Thai term that translates to set the condition to know. And this is so important. It's not a passive, spaced-out thing. It's a very intentional act. You're purposefully putting your awareness on something and just knowing it. No analyzing, no judging, and definitely no trying to fix it. There's a quote in the book that just nails it. It says, "Don't change anything about what's happening in your mind, including your feelings." The whole idea is that by stopping all the interference, you allow a natural steadiness to just show up on its own. So how do you actually do this? Well, the book lays out 3 incredibly simple steps. First, you just pick an anchor. Something simple, something you can feel in your body right now. Second, you set your intention. You just gently remind yourself, my only job here is to not change anything. And third, you just feel. You let that sensation be exactly what it is. And this is what's so amazing about it. It's completely accessible. You don't need a special room. You don't need absolute silence. Your anchor is always with you because it can be literally anything you can physically feel in this very moment. I mean, think about it. It could be that tiny sensation of air moving in and out of your nostrils. Or what about the feeling of pressure where your body is touching your chair? It could be the feeling of your feet on the ground, or even just the contact of your hands resting on each other. Your own heartbeat works too. All of these are perfect. All right, so you're doing it. You've picked your anchor, you've set your intention not to change a thing, and you're just feeling. So what happens? What's the big surprising result of just letting go of the controls like this? Well, here's the payoff. The book explains that when you finally stop trying to control everything, you discover something totally new. As the quote says, by not trying to control what comes up, you start to taste something different, a kind of freedom in letting go. You see, you don't become a master of control. You become a master of letting go. And get this practice of non-control, it isn't just about feeling a little bit better for a few minutes. The book says this is actually the direct runway to what are called the jhanas, these really deep, profound states of meditative absorption that just happen on their own when the mind is finally left alone. The book describes the first 4 as this beautiful, natural unfolding. It starts with the first jhana, which is this kind of joy that comes from stillness itself. Then that deepens into the second, a real sense of trust in the calm. From there, you settle into the third, which is just this deep, satisfying peace, and that eventually leads to the fourth jhana, a state of perfect, unshakable equilibrium. All of this brings up a much bigger, more fundamental question, right? If the secret to freedom is just letting go, then why is our default setting so often struggle and suffering? What are we missing? And the answer the book gives is pretty profound. It says we suffer because we're living under a massive illusion, the illusion that we are, or even should be, in control of all our thoughts and feelings. This is really the heart of it all. The problem isn't the thoughts, it's not the feelings or the restlessness. The real problem, the thing that causes all the friction and the pain, is the struggle. It's that constant, exhausting effort we put into trying to manage and suppress and control what's going on inside us.
And so we'll leave you with this final thought, a question that kind of flips everything we think about self-improvement upside down. What if real freedom isn't about finally winning the battle for control, but about finding the courage to finally let it go? We'll dig into more from the book in our next explainer.